What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Tyrese, man. I'm back at it again with another reaction video for y'all boys and girls. Today's video: deep sea divers that have disappeared without a trace, bro. And I like the ocean. I mean, the ocean is full of mysterious things, if I would say, because there's a lot of parts of the ocean that still haven't been even discovered yet. You feel me? So it's gonna be an interesting one, but I'm gonna say this, make it quick and easy. You know, I'm dropping over 80 something videos on my other channel. I'm seeing the growth. You know, I'm seeing the numbers continually to grow. In this case, on this channel, it's not. So if it's a little bit of slack, man, just work with me, cause I don't know why my video, like, I just had like 1,000 views on a short, and cause the short was amazing. I mean, it had no choice but to go high. But I don't know why my other videos ain't doing good. I mean, I think it's because of that copyright strike I got. So it come off like the 30th. So we'll see then. But we're gonna go again in this video. So yeah.
Darkness, pressure, and cold silence. Deep water is one of the last places on Earth where a human can simply vanish. Every year, highly trained divers slide beneath the waves only to become unsolved footnotes in maritime logs. Some vanished under textbook-perfect conditions, others inside underwater mazes, and a few were betrayed by the very currents they studied. All are 100% real, meticulously documented, and still debated in dive forums and coroners' courts. Strap in, equalize your ears, and keep one eye on your air gauge, because down here, a single wrong decision can erase you forever. A dive boat's head count error strands 2 bubbles in a 60-mile desert of water. On January 25th, 1998, Tom and Eileen Lonergan surfaced from their 3rd dive at St. Crispin Reef to see their charter boat motoring over the horizon. Truly a nightmare. By the time anyone noticed the logbook mismatch, the vessel was back in port. A massive air-sea search found only their dive slates, Monday, January 26th, please help us, and torn wetsuits. No human remains have ever been recovered, sparking theories from shark predation to staged disappearance, but official inquests ruled they died of dehydration and exposure in open water. An ambitious cave student swims past a warning sign and is never seen again. On August 18th, 2010, 30-year-old Ben McDaniel convinced employees at Florida's Vortex Spring to unlock the cave gate normally reserved for certified explorers. Hours later, his truck still sat in the parking lot, but repeated searches by elite recovery divers and later remote cameras failed to locate his body, gear, or lights in this silty labyrinth. Investigators tested foul play, insurance fraud, and runaway theories, yet every lead dead-ended. The McDaniel family still funds reward money for information, but the cave keeps its secrets. World depth champion John Bennett once joked that, quote, beyond 300 meters, you're closer to space than scuba. On March 15th, 2004, the British tech diving legend went missing during a commercial job on a wreck in South Korean waters. Bennett had already pushed open circuit scuba to an unbelievable 308 meters, or 1,010 feet, but colleagues last saw him descending a shot line into heavy current. Extensive sonar sweeps and saturation diver efforts turned up nothing. 2 years later, he was declared legally dead. To this day, the wreck that claimed him still carries his name on memorial plaques laid by friends. Holding her breath for 9 minutes was routine. Finding her afterward wasn't. On August 2nd, 2015, the most decorated free diver in history slipped beneath calm Mediterranean water off the coast of Spain for a recreational dive to roughly 40 meters. She never resurfaced. Rescue teams equipped with side-scan sonar and ROVs spent a week scouring the seabed to 150 meters with no success. Experts speculate she was caught in a fast thermo-clean current or suffered a shallow water blackout on ascent, a dark fate for a woman who once called freediving a way to understand who you are. A young diver disappears in a 270-meter sinkhole. A decade later, another man dies trying to bring him home. South African 20-year-old Dion Dreyer blacked out deep inside a cave in 1990 1994. His body settled in the lightless pit, where pressure hits 30 times that at the surface. Technical teams deemed recovery impossible until Australian tech star Dave Shaw tried in 2005. Shaw became entangled in Dreyer's rig, perished, and surface footage captured his last minutes. Dreyer's remains finally rose with Shaw's the same day, but both divers had already slipped beyond resuscitation. The coldest, clearest water in America can preserve a body like glass until it swallows it forever. Donald Christopher Windecker disappeared during a recreational dive along Tahoe's sheer Rubicon Wall on July 10, 1994. Despite 1,600-foot depths nearby, he was presumed lost in 130 feet of water. In 2011, a mixed gas team stumbled across an intact diver wedged on a rock ledge 265 feet down. ROVs retrieved him a week later. Dental records confirmed Windecker, still buckled into 1990s era gear, weight belt fastened. 4 other missing Tahoe divers remain unlocated today. Explorers mapping a giant sinkhole find more than geology. 2 diver skeletons and evidence a third still lies somewhere below. In December 2018, an expedition led by Richard Branson and Fabien Cousteau dropped state-of-the-art sonar to 124 meters and spotted dive tanks and skeletal remains settled alongside a conch graveyard. Because recovery at that depth inside a vertical cave risks more lives, authorities left the bodies undisturbed, meaning at least 1 of 3 divers known to have vanished there in prior decades is still missing in the sunlit silt cone. Veteran 74-year-old Greg Romes drifted away from his group very recently on March 15, 2025, and was gone within minutes. Dive computers later showed mild depth in normal air, suggesting a surface separation rather than underwater distress. Mexican Navy helicopters, patrol boats, and volunteer searchers canvassed 500 square miles for a week before suspending operations. Rome's family continues to fund private flyovers, but Cozumel's ripping down currents, locally called rincones, have a brutal history of keeping their trophies. A university marine conservation student disappears in daylight, yards from her dive buddy. On July 23, 2024, 20-year-old Emily Sherwin and a friend were surveying Dorset's chalk sea stacks when a sudden vortex spun them apart in 7 meters of water. Visibility crashed to less than a meter. Sherwin's buddy surfaced, but Emily never did. Multi-agency searches used drones, canine teams, and side-scan sonar, but recovered only a dive knife wedged in kelp. Coroners ruled accidental drowning an unknown location, leaving a local legend of invisible whirlpools. One breath, 70 miles offshore, no safety line. Drake Sweet's last descent reads like a modern sea myth. On March 13, 2025, Sweet and a friend anchored a 21-foot boat on the West Florida escarpment. Sweet dropped for a routine spearfishing dip and never resurfaced. Over 48 hours, the U.S. Coast Guard flew 13 sorties and covered 3,600 square miles before suspending the case. No fins, float, or spear gun ever washed up, fueling speculation, from a rogue current sweeping him into the Gulf Loop to a hidden cave system that gulped him whole. Alright guys, that has been our list for today. Thanks so much for checking it out. I've been your host today, Olivia Cos.
But nah, man, I was just looking up the underwater current, man. It says like the underwater current, it comes from like wind pushing under the water and creating like a force. Like they would say saline water or something. Which is pretty interesting. I didn't understand how people was getting swept in underwater current. Like, but I understand. Nah, that's pretty crazy. But yeah, man, the ocean is dangerous and it's a scary place. I try to stay far away from it. You know, unless I'm on the boat in like an area on the, you know what I'm saying, on the outskirts or something. But yeah. Excuse me. But with that being said, man, this video over. Hope y'all enjoy. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, hopefully this video break the damn shadow ban RAM shit. So, only time to tell. I'll see you then. Peace.